Oh, welcome back. We have the newest Union Arena set, Rurouni Kenshin. The pre-releases are happening like this week, so you'll be able to get like some boxes early on. But this is a really important set, right? Now, disclaimer: personally, I do not care about the IP, right? It's cool, I guess, but I think it's just okay. However, in terms of impact for the meta, this is a very important set. The upcoming regionals in Dallas, this set will not be legal, but 2 weeks from then, the regionals in LA will be legal. Actually, this and Hunter Volume 2. This set's very important because they have some very strong, impactful meta decks, primarily in red, with a new mechanic where you're able to push back your opponent's characters that they block on the front line to the back. It's a really strong mechanic because if you're not careful playing against it, you end up losing a lot in your energy line by having to constantly remove stuff. That said, we'll get right into the boxes. I only have 2 right now. I will get more later, but 2 is just what we were limited to, basically. But this is a very important set for the meta. I think a lot of people will be getting this set just because of how strong it is, especially for the LA regionals if they're trying to be competitive, as I think this will be easily one of the best decks in the for the regionals, red at least, whether it's the pure or split build or whatever. But first box topper, Hajime Saito. Purple is also a very good deck as well. The Saito deck is strong, better than the Jupon Tanaga deck in my opinion, but Jupon Tanaga is still pretty strong. They have some big bodies, very strong stuff to be careful with. But if you're trying to be competitive, this is set to get. If you've played Yu-Gi-Oh, you're kind of aware. This is basically, the set is essentially releasing 2 weeks or so, I guess 3 weeks at this point technically, before the regionals. So getting the boxes is gonna be a little problematic, just because if you're trying to get it from stores and pre-releases, they'll probably limit you just because how strong and meta impactful it is. And if you're trying to be competitive, then this is what you need to get. Whoops. But you can see here, it's already strong off the bat. You have a 0 cost 2K with a get trigger that has step. That's insane. Most times 0 costs are like, oh, that 2K is like the Jean from AOT. That's like active or something. But this is like a get trigger. And he has step. So you can theoretically, going second, put 2 of these up to the front. And either, if your opponent tries to aggro push you, unless they have a 2K, they're not going to do that. They can't aggro you if they have 15 or less, which is going to be most zeros. Also, you notice here that during your turn, your opponent's characters that lose with this character in battle move to the energy line instead. There are ways to play around this, but it's still a very strong effect because you have to play carefully against red. You have to figure out what you want to push forward and what you want to leave back. You always want to try and leave a space in the back. This kind of ability is especially more problematic against high gen decks, because at some point, if you're getting too many stuff pushed back, you might just end up losing double gens, which really sucks. Funny interaction though. This Kenshin versus Watchdog Man. If you had like a 4K Kenshin, you attack, they block with the Watchdog Man. Watchdog Man actually doesn't go back because Watchdog Man's effect states cannot be moved. Which is really funny. So basically, if you're playing green One Punch Man, congratulations. You have a free blocker against Kenshin. Like a completely free blocker. And they can only get rid of it by either using the 4-2 to deactivate the Your Turn effect, or they have to special it, which is really funny. Okay, so it's okay. First Kenshin. Okay, so we have the Saji, and then we have the Kenshin here. This is for the blue build. Blue builds, it's okay. There's 2 for it. It's only, I forgot what, only something. It's like a demon build, I guess. But it's like, it's so, who cares? The other build is a high gen build for blue. It gets a Saijo, I think. I can't remember. Maybe I pull them today and I can show you. But basically, blue is probably technically the weakest of the 3 colors. But the high gen blue is still a very scary deck to think about. So if you're trying to practice for the LA regionals, that's something that you definitely want to read the cards on, because it's very scary if they get to that 7 energy and get their big boss out. And then unfortunately, Yahiko here, you see, we don't have the 2 costs. They actually took out a rare from the EN set, and it's the 2 cost Yahiko that counts as a 0 cost if you have no other cards in your field, and he's a step and active trigger. That is strong, but I think they should have cut the card. I think it makes no sense because purple and blue also have 2 cost, counts as a 0 if there's no other cards. I don't think there's steps or actives though, but still a 2 cost that could be a 0. I think it's really stupid. And at that point, if they were gonna cut it, at that point, just don't even print the step on it. Just make it a 2 cost that counts as a 0. I don't know. I'm not a fan of when cards get cut because that's like really stupid. Like, what is the point? Are they gonna try and print it later? I guess they could, but I didn't think that's really dumb. There's like no reason to do it. Oh, I guess I should actually do it like this. Do the rares. This is the 4-2 I was talking about though. This is a really strong card. 4-2, 4K. It get trigger. On play, draw sideline. Activate effect. You place one oath not to kill from your sideline to removal. If you do, draw a card, and all Kenshin characters on your field lose the during your turn abilities, which means if they attack and it's blocked, it gets sidelined instead of pushed back to energy line. This is really important if you see that they're trying to set up by pushing up front so that they know they can free block. Turn this off, and by the way, oath not to kill is the final. It's the final trigger for the red deck, so that's actually something to just keep aware of. But yeah, it's a really strong card. This helps turn off that effect. So basically, your opponent will have to block, and then they lose the bodies. It also plays active too, so that's really good. Anything that's actually 2 AP should be playing active unless they have some really good effect. Because if it's not playing active, it's kind of a waste. Unless it's like something like purple Gias, I guess, with like the 3-2 Callan, I guess. Because technically she sets up for like the 5-2 Callan. Also, haha, look at that, 3K. 3K 0 cost. That's how it's so strong. 3K, no trigger, sure, but it's a 3K 0 cost. Who cares? It's almost as crazy as, oh, hey, AP. All right, we have the Jupan Tenaga AP. That's pretty cool. And we have the Sanosuke Sagara. It's almost as cool as the 2-cost Makoto. That's like a 4K. And its only on-play effect is like put a card from your hand to the top of your deck or something. It's like so negligible. We'll probably see it. I think he's a rare in this set, but I don't remember. Clad or Aoshi. Here it is, the Oni Waban group. That's the other affinity for blue, but it's really garbage. Who cares? You don't have to think about it too much. We have the Sojiro, and hey, we have the Sanosuke Sagara. This card is crazy. 5 cost, raid, damage to nullify impact. The thing is, if he attacks and is blocked, you can switch to resting 1 active Sanosuke on your front line. If you do, he gets 1k BP and impact 1, which means they can't just block it with the lance, because then they end up losing, like against Green Gios Lancelot, they end up losing the body, and you get an attack through, and you kill the Lancelot, and you get the life, which is really good. And then on play draw. It's just a really good card for the Sanosuke build, or I guess like the split. But yeah, really strong cards in this set. It's, in my opinion, very meta impactful. Like people were scared of Kaiju number 8, and I think cards unfortunately will get cut from that. But this set releasing is actually insane. It's so strong. I've been testing a lot with people locally, and because we're getting ready for like the regionals, and it's so strong. It's actually stupid how strong it is. Honestly, I don't know why they printed it like this, but I don't know. I guess they just really wanted to sell the set, because honestly, I was not gonna buy into the set. And then we have the other AP, the Kaoru. Oh, excuse me. Nice APs, no foil AP, but that's fine. That's fine. I'm kind of at a point where the only foil APs I want is for Nikkei, and even then, foil APs I don't care too much about. I have enough APs as it is. Foil APs are just kind of whatever. It feels like a trap when you pull a foil AP, because most people will not buy it, especially if it's like a waifu. No one's gonna buy it really for like absurd prices. Like they'll have like, I don't know, like what is it? The Mikasa and the Annie. I want to say it's Annie. It could be someone else. From AOT, the one with 2 of them at the beach or whatever. That's a foil AP. It's like $100, but no one's bought it because it's too expensive. Who's going to pay that much for an AP that you basically want 3 of? 10 swords. I can't remember. Oh, yeah. This is a weird build, too. You play this in the Jupan Tenaga build or whatever with the 10 swords. It's a really weird setup. You play this from anywhere other than your hand, drop to 1 card. Basically, the way you're meant to play this is you're meant to basically raid this from your deck. So it's placed from your deck into your sideline. If you have the requirement, you can perform a raid with it. You're meant to basically mill this off of your deck, because you're going to put this back on top. And then after milling it, you can raid it. And then on play, if it's raided that way, you just give them impact. But then on the front line, you place the top card from this raid character on top of your deck. So you're using him to basically recycle it to the top, and then using something else to like mill it. It's a weird strategy. I guess it gives him impact, but the thing is, he only gets impact on play. You do get to draw a card, though, which is still really good. But it is a weird-ass setup that is very, very awkward at times. Testing against it, it's still strong-ish, but the setup is super awkward. Something that I'm not a fan of. Oh, and there's an Oath to Kill, by the way. The thing that you move off at the 4-2. But yeah, awkward setup. I guess it can be strong theoretically. But in testing, it just seems like it's a lot of setup for not a lot of payoff. Like you get an impact on the 4K, sure, whatever. But again, if you're playing against Lancelot, haha, good luck getting through the 5K. This is the other reason why Kenshin's really good. This is the card that people thought were gonna be cut. This is a 3 cost 4K color trigger. On play, you can discard a card from your hand, play this active. That's really strong. A good amount of times, you're fine with discarding a card. It doesn't matter. But this card being a 4K 3 cost on a color trigger is insane. You're just maxed out on it. Sometimes there are decks where, like, you're trying to argue whether you play all the color triggers or not, because sometimes it's not that good, right? What is it? I'm thinking of, like, I think Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer Yellow Tanjiro Nezuko, the 4/2 Tanjiro, that's a color trigger. It's debatable whether you play that maxed or not. But a card like this, easy 4. If you have a raid name base, on play, he could play active basically just by discarding card, and he's a 4K. Hella strong, right? Hella strong. That's a special. Mastery, Yumo, and Saijo. Okay. This is the everything in this set so crazy. He's a raid. He's a 6 cost, 4K impactor. On play, if you have no cards with affinities, which is the deck, you don't really have affinities, so you don't have names under, you don't have traits under the name here. He gets all the effects on play. He's 1K. He can attack from the energy line. However, when he attacks, he gets moved to the front line, and then it's snipe impact. So you can get 4 attacks from the front, whatever happens, and then this is always going to be your last attack, because then he moves up. Because theoretically, if I hit this trigger off of life, they kill one of my front lines. I don't care, whatever. Kill out my front line, maybe a body or 2. Last attack, always him. He pushes forward. He's a 5K impact snipe, and he refills that body line. But, of course, he can also get special if he hit another one. But, basically, he's protected, essentially, almost for the turn. He's always going to get his attack off, which is why he's super strong. That's a scary build to play against. They do have to have some kind of setup going on. They do a lot of draws, scries and stuff. Like, a lot of draws, sideline, excavations. But, they can hit it pretty consistently, which is why that deck is scary. Honestly, purple or red, scariest decks. Oh yeah, the special for red. This is for Kenshin, not the Sanosuke. But basically, 5K or less, you move it to the energy line, or if you have a Kenshin, you can bottom deck it. So it's like it's Nanami from JJK. We have this Saito, also really strong. Again, he's a color trigger, but he's like the Yahiko in that he this is a new type of card we have. If you have no cards in your field, reduces cards required energy by 2. Essentially, this is like another 0. This is the kind of card that you would max out on, because the theoretical chance of you like drawing into 2 of these for starting hand and no other 0s or 1s, it's kind of small. And then all you need is one of these and another 0, and you're fine. There you go. You filled it out, because this is always going to be the first card that you want to play on your turn. He doesn't have step, though, so it is a thing, but that's fine. You just play the front line. He's at 2 cost. And if you have the 0s, and screw it, just push him forward, and then he's at 2,500. And on attack, you can return the Kenshin, Sanosuke, or Hajime, and he gets 1,500. So he's a 4K, potentially, on attack. Just a really strong card. But, again, color trigger, so, haha, you're going to max him out, because there's no point in not doing that. Another raid name if you need it. Hagibel, Yutaro, Misa, Sojiro, Kenshin. I'm, like, color mixing. Kenshin, Meguri, Saito, Kanaru, and Aoshi. Unfortunately, this is the garbage one. On play, he gets 1,000 until the end of the turn. Activate main. You play the base card of this raid set to active on your field, and it gains this character cannot attack. And if this character is active at the end of your attack phase, sideline it. You're essentially meant to raid over an Aoshi, use his effect, put the base underneath, put the base on your field, and then raid over that one. So you get multiple raid targets. Essentially, you don't really lack in raid bodies because of his effect. Because honestly, he's just a 4K vanilla at that point. So, pretty good to get another raid body, but they don't have that many, I'm pretty sure. I think it's just 4 Aoshis, that's it. But, I don't know. It's really awkward. I tested against it once. I didn't even consider a real deck. They do a lot of, like, BP boosting, I guess, but who cares? It's really garbage when you compare it to everything else. Oh, yeah, also, another one of these, I forgot. We have 2 finals. This is for Sanosuke, technically. But, yeah, I like when they do that. We need to definitely see more of those, the double finals, to represent both like traits or decks, I guess, for whatever. This Kaoru, interesting. I play this in my proxy build. It's on energy line. You can place a card to play active. Otherwise, you switch to resting, give it 1k. This kind of helps in the matchups against against like Lancelot and stuff. Basically, getting over 5ks is actually really important. So if you don't have this starter deck Kenshin to basically push the 5k back, you have this as a means of attacking through without being potentially blocked. So, alright. Sojiro, Yahiko, Megumi, Miyaso, Cho. Another Kenshin that's good. I play 2 in my build. For the regionals, I might play 3, honestly. It is a really strong card and does let you attack through. Also, this is a one-hit box, unfortunately. At this point, I've already seen it because we have 2 more packs left in the box. So, yeah, unfortunately, one-hit box, which always sucks ass. Yeah, it is what it is, I guess, but it freaking sucks. Sojiro, and then we have the Altart, the Sojiro Seta. On front line, look at the top of your card, place it on top of your deck or in your sideline. This is an activate effect, by the way, which is, this is a really good card. It's your color trigger. Lets you look at the top, basically sideline it, or just keep it at the top. It's really nice. And it doesn't have to be, it has to be in front line, but I don't think that matters. You can just use the front line effect, look at the top, sideline it. This is also meant to pair with the raid, because you can basically have this played on the front, use the raid, put it back on top, with the raid effect activate. Then you activate this effect, look at the top, discard it, and then raid it from the sideline. So again, it's a whole setup, but you get that impact, which I guess is pretty cool. But no, it's still strong body regardless, but I think it's just okay. Shinta, Hajime. I really want 2 alts for this set, actually. It sucks. I don't know why Bandai does this. Oh, this is perfect. I actually needed this Kaoru. Currently, your match odds on this. Her only condition is you just need a Kenshin on your field, and she generates 2. And then the activate effect, only on the turn it's played. You can basically protect a Kenshin, and if it was chosen by an effect, they have to discard a card from their hand. So it's not a crazy cost, but they have to discard a card from their hand, which can be good or bad depending on what they're playing. But one less card hand side, I guess against like Roy Riza is pretty good, right? But yeah. Also a draw trigger too, so that's pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. What I was saying is that I hate that it's Bandai still does the half the case. 1 box is a 1 hit. Or sorry, 8 boxes are 1 hits, and then 8 boxes are 2 hits. Why is it not equal? I don't understand. It's like really stupid. Makoto. I've never seen this mega before. Add 1 character card with 1 or less energy required from your sideline to your hand. That's garbage. Never mind. Fucking dog shit. Sorry. It's just really terrible. It has to be a 1 cost or less. That's really bad. I guess it gets you like a Kenshin again or something, but it's like, honestly, the deck doesn't really need recursion at all. It's still really strong. And then choose up to 1 character. Oh, it's also only on play too. No, that card's garbage. What the hell? It's a double gen, I guess, but you have enough double gens as it is. You're basically maxing out on Kaorus in that build. Even in the Sanosuke build, you're not playing this. Jesus Christ, this card sucks ass. If it was like a rest effective BP boost or whatever. Yeah, I guess it was a rest effect. Maybe that's broken. But I don't know. I feel like that's just okay at best. Seijiro Hiko. Okay. This is our second and last box. Limited to 2. I technically need a lot of these because I am probably going to play this for regionals. But it's getting the cards because I'm going to Texas this weekend. And then it's a whole week before we get right back into it. Another blue Kenshin for a deck I actually do not play. I don't plan on playing blue at all. It's a high gen deck. Technically, it's still fairly consistent. It's just I don't like high gen decks because the chances of bricking is a lot higher. And the worst thing that you can do is play at the regionals where you brick and then you automatically lose because this game is really fucking stupid and they decide to make it a best of 1 for some reason. We have the Saito AP, which is cool. Okay. Phantom, Megami, Hyotoko, Cho, Yutaro, Misato, Shijiko, Start Taking These Countries, Sanosuke, Kaiden, Kenshin. Okay, good. We're seeing more of these. I'm going to need a lot of these. Luckily, the rares aren't too hard to get, but... Okay. Yahiko, Seiko, probably for the regionals. I'll probably play the pure build, I think. I've been practicing more on the pure build than anything. The other AP, this. I think this is another one-hit box because the other box, I also pulled both APs on the same side. So I think this is guaranteed to be a one-hit box, unfortunately. It sucks because here's the thing. I think the price of these cards will be very, very expensive because we have the regionals coming up. But then after regionals, it'll all go down in price. This is like the same box. I'm pulling the same exact SRs. That's really bad. I don't want this. I want the other Kenshin. I want the red Kenshin, please. Seku. Technically, man, I guess I could also go to more pre-releases, but unfortunately we're gone for a weekend, so we're basically shit out of luck. Unless we can go to pre-releases in Texas, but I don't even know if that's worth it. Like, pre-releases kind of suck in terms of the format. You get, like, most shops, by the way. Now, not all shops, because some shops are good and they do 6-packs, which is how it should be. Because for $30 for pre-release, since that's what most shops are charging, it should be 6-packs, right? $5 each. But most shops only do 5-packs for $30. That's fucking ass. Why would I pay $30 for 5 packs when I can just pay $60, $70 for an entire box for myself? So I get 5 to 6 SRs, 1 to 2 alts, 2 APs, and then a bunch of bulk that will basically fulfill most of my deck core. Instead, I can go to a pre-release and pay $30 out the ass for fucking dog shit. Yeah, I could pay $60 for 2 pre-releases to get me like 10 packs when a box is like 16. Even at 6 packs, it's still technically better value. I guess $5 per pack, but still sucks, right? So, I don't know. Their pre-release format's like really weird. I think it's just whatever. I have all my 4-2s, I guess, so I'm fine with that. And then I need one more 3-cost Kenshin. So that's pretty good. Megami, Kenshin Himura, Sanosuke, Seijiro, Kenshin, Will to Live. I'm starting to lose my Will to Live because there's another one-hit box. Good! We got the one Kenshin we needed. This is a broken card. Haha. On play, when rated, draw a card. And then when attacking, you can discard a card from your hand to restand them. He's basically a double attacker for 1 discard. And most of the time, you're fine discarding a card because you're not getting that shit back anyways. Who cares? At a certain point, like, I'll have hands where I just draw a bunch of double gens because I like kind of max out. I'm on like 2 or 3 of the 2-cost Kaorus, and then 4 of the 3-cost Kaorus. But yeah, so at a certain point, once you have 2 double gens, if you're not playing against like Kyoto School, like who cares? I'll just discard my double gens for free. It doesn't matter. Kenshin, Sanosuke, and then Kenshin Himura. Okay. Perfect. Single Hajime, Kenshin. 2 one-hit boxes is crazy work. Fucking blows. This Yahiko sucks dick. This is the other color trigger, I think. There should be one. Maybe there's one more for Sanosuke, but pay an AP, draw a card, and he gets 1,000. So he's a 4K, I guess. You may place 1 card from your hand into your sideline. If you do choose a 1-character field that does not attack this turn, switch it to active. So theoretically, right, you think it's good, right? Except it's conflicting in the Kenshin build. It's conflicting with this Kenshin. You are never going to play this over this. This is a nullify impact 4K. Can play active. This one does not play active. And he's only a 3K until you pay an AP. So you have to pay an AP. You're paying an extra cost for it. Not good. It's pretty terrible. If it wasn't a color trigger, however, if it was not a color trigger, that card would actually be very good. Maybe you don't slot in your deck, maybe you do, but I think it makes the deck a lot better. The fact it's a color trigger means it's competing with the other color trigger in the deck. I don't remember if the Sanosuke has a color trigger himself, but it's competing with the Kenshin one, basically. And if we're going to play between the two, it's going to be Kenshin all day. There's no point not playing him. He's just an inherent 4K. I don't ever have to pay AP for it. So, I see an alt. I think I know what it is. I think it's the Yumi girl from Purple. I guess we'll see. 10 Swords, Megami, Kanru, okay, and then Misao. What does she do? Character gets double energy until the end of the turn. Choose a 1 character, gains 1,000. Choose one character, your field gets... Oh, it's terrible. Garbage effect. You just get double energy for 1 turn. That's it, by the way. And then after that, she only generates 1. You would play, I guess, in the Oni. Yeah, you play in the Oni build, which makes sense. You're boosting something. Yeah, their deck is just all boosting BPs and attacking through, which it can be scary, but it's not enough of a threat because they don't have as much removal. So, Yumi. I have another Aoshi. That's not what I wanted at all. That's cool. I'll probably move it to someone who wants to build that deck. I think it's very mid. BP boosting deck is like reminding me of Knights of the Round, and Knights of the Round is really garbage because who cares if you BP boost and get potential attacks through? You don't have removal, so I'm going to potentially be more of a threat depending on what I have in my hand. Yes, unfortunately it is a one-hit box. I see a purple, maybe some Mokoto. We'll see. Kenshin, Sojiro, Keppa, Kaiten, Hajime, absolutely cannot lose. Saito, and another Saito. Hey, that's pretty good actually. So let me organize this really quick. Unfortunately, my two boxes overall are pretty shit. Both one hitters, which really sucks. And then I'm basically getting cucked out because I just don't have any of the cards I need. I have all the common bulk cards. I think I need one more color trigger Kenshin. I think it's just getting this stuff is going to be the problem because a lot of people are going to be wanting to get this, right? In terms of meta, this is very, very fucking strong. So competitively speaking, you will need this. This is not a joke. Decks like Lancelot Crusher will still be strong. Roy Riza will still be strong. But a deck that has a potential double attacker, force pushback to energy line, and forcing you to push back stuff to energy line the whole time is really scary. Turns out that's actually crazy in practice. You'd think you'd just be able to block, move back, but when they do it enough times, your front line is kind of screwed, and so is your engine line potentially, especially for the high gen decks. Yoshi, Kenshin, Sojiro, Kenshin, Kaoru, Yoshi, Hajime, Sojiro, Sanosuke, Kenshin. Okay, so we pull 4, 8, 12. We pulled 12 SRs, so we did get the 6 SRs per box at least, and then we have the 2 SRs here. Sojiro being better than Misao. Misao's still pretty mid because she's part of a deck that's really garbage. And then we have our 4 APs here, which do look really nice. Unfortunately, one-hit boxes, but we did at least get 2 Aoshi, so if I do want to build it, I can, but I probably won't. The Kenshin is going to be the better one, because this is for the better build, the Seijiro Hiko build. Here, we have 1 Sanosuke, if I want to play this in D4. I do need 4 of these, because I am playing this in both builds. I need 3 more of these, and then this I don't care about, because I'm never, ever playing this in my life, because it's terrible. Then here, for the Sojiro build, 2 Saitos, 2 Sojiros, so I can do both builds. I need 2 of each, but pretty not bad pulls overall. But that's for Kenshin now. I will open more boxes later at some point. I'll do a video on that, but this is just an initial box to just showcase some of the cards for this point. Basically, blue is the awkward build. It's not that good except for the Seijiro build, and that one's just genning the 7, get your raid out, and basically kill your opponent, because it's basically like Lancelot. Purple, both builds are technically scary. They're pretty strong with a lot of their good bodies, but the Saito build is a lot more scarier, especially for that raid. That's just impact snipe on the back line, giving you like 5 free attacks essentially. And then red is definitely the deck I believe personally will be played the most, because the Kenshin and the Sanosuke's are very, very good. In a good turn, you're getting like 2 of these Kenshins out. That's 4 attacks potentially. It's insane. Your opponent can block, but should I use this effect here, it's really bad for you. You're going to lose body regardless, and a lot of these are 4Ks. So unless you're playing like Lancelots and you're flat playing them to protect, it's like it won't matter that much. And by the time you get the Lancelots active, usually the red Kenshin player will have a lot more swings in, and so they can threaten your life a lot more. But that said, hope you enjoyed this small box opening. I wish I had more. Unfortunately, I was limited. But look forward to the future soon. Maybe probably more likely next week. Because then I'll be doing another box opening, and then I will also do a video probably talking about my regional experience for Dallas, because Dallas is Bandai Fest actually. It's a lot different than Indianapolis, so it being Bandai Fest makes it a lot more appealing. So I'll do a video probably on that. But thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys later.